Welcome everybody back to a special edition of the Snow Globe.
Yes.
I want to welcome a very, very special, amazing, talented person.
Thank you.
Benito! In the house again. Benni Hunnit. It's so great to have you.
I know, it's good to be back, and it's been a while.
Yeah, I think it's been a couple months, and a lot has happened. This year, 2020 has been wild, but literally, on a scale from 1 to 10, how do you feel? 10 being the most amazing you've ever felt in your life.
The most amazing? I mean, it just really depends on the perception on that, you know what I mean? Like, if you're talking about my personal life, it could probably be better a little bit.
Okay.
I would put that on, maybe personal life, I would say it's at about a 6.
Okay, that's a fair answer.
Music life, though, it's been going good.
Yeah.
I would put that probably at about a 10.
Incredible. So, 10 being music, being the most incredible you've ever felt in your life. Insane, dude. We gotta unpack this.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
You gotta unpack. Okay.
Crazy.
This is crazy. So a lot's happened since like the last 3-4 months. I think when we last spoke, you were telling me that you're about to sign your indie record deal. I believe.
Last time we spoke, I just got done signing a deal for a song with a label.
Okay, that's right. Yeah.
Which was Beast Trap. I got done signing I released a song that's called I'm Not Okay.
Yeah.
And it's already out and about.
That's dope.
And when we talked last time, that's the song that I was saying that I had got signed.
Yeah, okay, great. So it was for that single, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. How's it been so far? Like, what happened afterwards?
It's interesting because the single itself, I feel it didn't do what it was supposed to do, but I manufactured a way to navigate that release and make it do something for me, if that makes sense.
Okay.
What I mean by that is before the release, I looked up the label on Spotify because there's a way you can look up the history of a label. See like all the releases, see their successful hits, this, that, and this.
Yeah.
Right? And I was like, okay, let me see who Beast Trap has worked with the most.
Okay.
So I look up their history and I see a guy named Lucha. And Lucha, who recently I have a song on Trap City, which Trap City.
Right. Well, Benny has a song that he just released like last Friday called.
Yeah, what? 17th?
Yeah.
I was like, wait, I had to think about that.
I dug. Okay, I was like, no, I'm not going to miss the beat here. Yeah, the Scots, or is it the Scots?
The Scots,
The Scots.
yeah.
He released
Scots
last
cover.
Friday. Yeah, guys, go check this out. I'm gonna let you finish. I want to break down that song. That song is really, really unique. It's got the most unique sound I've seen or heard all of 2020.
Yeah, Lucha's a beast. He's a beast producer.
I'm like, what is this noise in my head? It's amazing. Because I swear there's like some Japanese influence. There's got this like violin-y, like orchestral beat in there.
Yeah.
And I may be getting the instruments wrong, but the sound is so unique. It's like, what? And then I gotta know what the Scots are.
The Scots, it's funny how the origination of that song happened. Mm-hmm. Basically, my producer and I, we were talking, and he was like, yo, let's do like a cover to a song, you know, and we're trying to figure out the song. So what I did was I went on YouTube and I'm like, what song is around such and such BPM that's kind of hot right now?
Yeah.
That's popping off, but nobody has done anything to it. And I found the Scots, which the Scots is from Travis Scott.
Yeah, exactly.
And, Kid Cudi.
I remember seeing that and I was like, is this original or is this a remix?
So what I did was I did a cover to it. The beat was made by Lucha. Complete beast. He's an amazing dude.
Yeah, very talented.
He did his thing on that beat. You know, he made the beat. He mixed my vocals.
Sweet.
Yeah, he's a monster.
Props to you guys.
And then that's how that song was made. And then we networked that song out, and boom, now it's on Spotify. And
killing it.
It's doing great numbers right now. Right now, it's at about, as we speak, it was just released on Spotify, I think like maybe 2 or 3 days ago. It's at 12,000 plus plays.
Right.
Trap City, it's been on there for just hit 2 days today, and it has 50,000 plus plays. So
it's like daily, 1,000 daily. Yeah. Crazy good.
Yeah,
so good.
Thousands,
yeah, props to you guys. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, so how did you said that you had manufactured Not Okay song to work for you. What does that mean exactly?
Okay, so basically what I did was I saw that Lucha was the person that they released songs with the most. Beast Trap has released the most songs with Lucha.
Okay.
So I was like, you know what? let me go follow him. I was like, I'm gonna go find this guy. His socials were on his Spotify, so I was able to find him on Instagram. I was able to find him his SoundCloud, everything. So I went to his Instagram. He posted something and saying like, "Hey, I just got done having like 3 million plays on this year," and I was like, "Yo, this guy is dope," because I was listening to his music because I like to get a feel.
Yeah, it's like, do we creatively vibe? Like, is this the sound that I want to like dabble in?
Exactly. So I reached out to him. I was like, good things come to people who work, you know? Like,
perfect. Yeah.
And he works his ass off. You know, he's a great dude.
Sweet. Is he's not local, is he? Or?
No, he lives in Bosnia.
Okay.
Yeah,
really?
He's not even from this. Yeah, he's not even from this country.
Very good.
So, long story short, he reached out to me. He DM'd me because he could see my profile. My profile on Instagram is pretty clean in the sense where what you see is what you get, and what you're looking at, it's pretty self-explanatory in the sense where, hey, these are my songs, these are my pictures. And the way how I have my Instagram set up is you'll see all my pictures on one side, all my songs on the other side.
Okay.
So it's very easy to listen to my music.
Yeah, you like to keep it kind of clean.
Exactly. I have like a snippet, you know?
Okay,
so he checked out the snippets. Sweet. And then he was like, hey, this is dope. We should definitely do something. And I was like, yeah, we should.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, you know? So we got started. That song, we did like...
collabs.
We have like a bunch of songs that we've done so far. Wow. Just him and I.
Wow.
Just him and I.
Wow.
You know?
When was the first time you reached out to him?
This was a little bit before the release of Beast Trap, like about a week before. So I would say about May.
That's pretty quick.
Mayish, yeah.
I was thinking, oh yeah, I contacted him like a year ago, and we just, dude, you guys are working your A off.
Yeah, we've been working our butts off. So we've gotten tons of collabs. The songs that I have with him so far, a majority of them have been signed to some major indies. Oh, awesome. And they're just waiting for their release dates and whatnot. I don't want to go too far in debt, you know, I gotta leave
that's what you're like, dude, if this keeps going, I don't have to work at 95. I'm like, dude, yes!
Because I saw the numbers, I was like, yo, I gotta keep spitting out tracks.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
And I'm
just
not gonna
keep, like, content crazy.
Yeah.
That's what I think your goal was, 2020, right?
Exactly.
You're like, dead ass, I'm gonna do like as much as possible.
Exactly.
Like, you don't even know, it's just starting. I was like, oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. That was the plan for 2020.
Sweet.
That was the plan
and it's happening.
Yeah, and it's funny because even though we're going through this pandemic with the whole coronavirus situation, you realize that there is opportunity in crisis in a sense. Yeah. So that makes sense.
Totally.
You know, like the fact that, because the thing is, I would have never gotten to the point to do research had I not been home.
Right, because you'd be too busy to start trying to be creative in those areas that...
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
So I was like,
it's the saying, there's a saying, and I'll think of it later because I know I'm not going to get
right,
it.
Like, it's
something about necessity and...
Yeah, so it's like, I know what you're saying. So like pretty much when your back is up against the wall, that's when you go the hardest.
Right.
You know?
Exactly. Actually, I wouldn't have said it better. That's amazing.
So like that.
Yeah, no.
And I agree completely.
Creativity for sure.
Well, that's why I never had a plan B. Because when you operate with the mindset of trying to have a plan B, that's where you mess up.
Right.
You know, because a lot of people, they want to do things, and that's great. But then when you let your circumstances dictate your goals,
right.
That's when that's a problem.
Right, and then it becomes less about passion and more about just like
it's like a job to you.
Yeah, it's a job basically.
You know?
Yeah, and I think that'll like diminish the passion. Like if you're always thinking this is a job, and to some degree it is because you're working at it.
Yeah.
But you have to love the hustle, love the work. If you're not liking that or the process, it's a job.
And that's what it's all about. You got to fall in love with the process. You know, fall in love with the process. My advice would be don't get caught up fixating your mind on the end game. The end game is nice, but you want to fixate your mind on the process. Right. The actual area where you need to focus the hardest at. Right. Get that done, master it, and then when that's done, then we move on to the next step, which is end game. You know?
Yeah, and the reward will come, you know, in different ways. It could be monetarily, it could be gratification. I mean, you want to look back at your work. Yeah. And feel like that was you. Exactly. And not like hustle, tired. Bleh.
Because the thing is also, is you can hear it in the music too. Like if it sounds like If it sounds manufactured, like if you feel like you're in a manufactured vibe, your music is gonna come out kind of manufactured.
Right. The connection will be lost.
Exactly.
It's so crazy how that actually manifests in your work. Because you're like, no, these are the right, notes, these are the right words, but it's like...
Exactly.
People connect to the energy you bring.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes less than your talent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, more than your talent. So it's like, really just go all in. Sometimes I give like my friends advice or whatever because I like to do that. I like to try to help. It actually motivates me. Like when I tell them something, it's really for me sometimes.
Well, no, I mean, I get that though, because you want to empower people. That's the thing.
Because like sometimes life can be discouraging. You know what I mean? Like just if you think about the day to day, minute to minute, what you're doing, how you're doing it, it just can be like, this is so much effort, but it's like you want to enjoy yourself. But the advice I give them always is like, be yourself. That is the most important thing you can contribute to this world. Absolutely. Is to be yourself.
Yeah, be yourself. Have self-sufficiency. Have some self-respect. Like a lot of people. I mean, this is just the way how I view it. Mm-hmm. Thinking the way how I do is a lot of people when they go through life, and you see it all throughout, you'll see it in your friends and your family. They'll be like, oh yeah, I could do this, but I don't want to because this, or I can't. Oh,
excuses. And they actually don't see themselves. They're just, it's like words out of their mouth.
Sucks. And this, everybody knows, people who know me, people know that 2020 has not been an easy year, especially for somebody like myself.
Yeah. You know what? And I wanted to bring that up because
Absolutely.
I know you're like a super positive person, like all the time.
Thank you.
And
I really try. I really do.
I love all the like positive energy and the uplifting stuff and the passion that you bring to your work and just your being in general.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. And I know that you've dealt with some loss and some pain in your family recently.
Yeah. It's been rough because if I were to, and I really want to put this out there to show kind of like how God works in a sense.
Yeah, please.
In January, I had went to Florida to go do a show. Just going to Florida to do a show was hell on earth. Let me explain.
Unpack that for me.
All right.
So
I'm gonna unfold this day without
throwing some punches.
Incriminating myself in a sense. You feel me? So like I go to my boy's crib and the day is already feeling kind of weird. It's like 10 o'clock. We're trying to head out early because we want to get in Naples.
Okay. You guys are driving from
here.
Okay.
So we're driving. We want to be in Naples by like maybe 6 or 7 before it gets dark.
Okay. How many hours is it from here?
It really depends on what time you leave. If you leave early in the morning, it'll be like 8.5. If you leave
roughly
around 10, maybe 9. It varies from with the
traffic and the conditions.
Exactly.
Makes sense. Okay, good.
Once we finally got everything ready, it was about 11 o'clock. We decided to embark on our journey to go to Florida. A little incident happened on the road. Okay?
Little incident.
Floor was a little wet. Your boy was driving and all of a sudden, he kind of slid. A little something happened, but, I ain't going to say it. So I was like, dang. I get out the car, to check, see if that person is okay.
Yeah.
And they're good. And I look in the car, and it is a older person. And I'm like, well, you guys look okay. Your car looks fine. I get in my car. I'm like, hey, you ready? He's like, what? I'm like, buckle up. I get off the interstate. My car is messed up. I go back home. I talk to my dad about the situation. My front is just destroyed.
It's messed up. Wow.
Yeah. And then my dad's like, I want to advise you going to Florida, but I was like really headstrong on going down to Florida because I'm like, I'm headlining the show. I kind of need to make this happen.
Right. Got work you got to do.
So like for hours, I try to get a rental with my cousin. I try to, my dad tried to help, my mom tried to help me get a rental to come down there. I actually reserved a rental here before all this even happened, but the rental place didn't even let me get the rental because they're like, oh, your driver's license is from Florida.
Oh, I gotcha. It has to be a state and stuff.
All
these rules.
Exactly. Yeah. So that was complicated, but I ended up saying, you know what, screw it, let's leave, let's go. I gotta make this happen.
Gotcha.
We start heading down to Florida, and halfway down there, which it's probably about 9 or 10 o'clock at night, the car overheats because the front was messed up.
Right.
So while that's going on, a cop, he stops me. because he sees I'm like in the area where you go for the truck entrance at.
Oh,
you know,
right.
Like the trucks,
that little
the
ramp that
area.
it does.
Exactly.
Or is it a rest stop?
It's like a rest stop for trucks.
Rest stop for trucks? Okay.
But you're not supposed, as a car, you definitely don't want to be there.
Right.
So a cop comes up, he's like, yo, what's going on? This, that, and this. Mm-hmm. I'm over here being a fool, by the way. I'm driving with unregistered tags, this, that, and this. Mm-hmm. I'm like, yeah, I'm for sure going to jail. You know?
Like, I see this going a mile away.
You know, so I was like, yeah, I'm going to jail, and I'm going to jail. Some weird way, I don't go to jail, though. I don't go to jail. Some weird way. He just says, hey, you know what? You're going to come to court for this. Okay. And I'm like, okay, cool. That's fine. That's perfect. Yeah. Meantime, though, my car is all destroyed. Long story short, I ended up having to salvage the vehicle. Mm-hmm. My boy in Naples actually drove all the way up to where I was at, which was like 5 hours for him. Wow. Because, it's halfway.
Yeah. You're going to get to the show. Yeah. No matter what.
Exactly. So he picks me up, drives me down, and I make it to the show just in time. And I don't even want to go into the rest of the details of everything around it, from like the murderous hotel to all this kind of craziness.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
I know you're not joking when you said murderous.
Yeah, because you know me, I won't even be playing this. This is real life. Literally. Yeah, I just want to give you guys a short version. So
the odds are stacked against you right now.
Yeah, the odds were super stacked. We do this show, and I stayed down there for a couple days. My mom, she really helped me out too, like financially and everything. She was like, "Oh, are you okay?" 'Cause we were starving, we were anxious, a lot of paranoia from everything else.
For all that just happened,
because I literally in one day I had to salvage the car because the engine took a poop. Right. I have a court case now because I was driving unregistered tags, which is my fault. I take accountability for because I was dumb. And then 3, everything was not panning out. Right.
Everything that could go wrong went wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. Literally. What is it, like Newton's Law or something like that? Or something.
Newton's Law.
You know what I mean? Everything that could have went wrong.
Exactly. Yeah.
So after
you can get through the show is what I want.
Yeah, so I did the show. I stayed in Florida for a couple of days. My mom, she helped me get a rental, and it was like a one shot to get back to Georgia and drop it off. Right. And she spent a lot of money because
it's more expensive that way.
Because it's a drop off. Yeah. So I find it crazy the way how God works because that was the last time I got to see my mother before she passed away.
Wow.
Really? So it's like God made me experience that hellacious trip.
Right.
To see my mom one last time.
Right. More so than you probably would have because...
Exactly. And before I left, I was crying. And she was like, why are you crying? And I was like, because I'm going to miss you guys.
That was rough.
Yeah. I was
wow.
I'm going to miss you guys. And she's like, oh, don't worry, honey. You'll be back. I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show that God makes you go through certain things for certain reasons. He's like, yeah, you're going to make this trip happen.
Right.
Because this is the last time you're going to see your mother. But you don't know that. You know what I mean?
Well, he cares about your character, right?
Exactly. Right. And it's been a huge amount of character development for me.
I gotcha. Would you say that's translated into your music since then?
Absolutely. Because I like the way how I use music. I use music in a very Tupac type way, where it's like I'm only gonna rap about what I've experienced, what I'm feeling. Mm-hmm. The emotions, the intensity that I have in me.
But that's like yours.
Exactly.
You own that, yeah.
Exactly. So I use that energy and I transmute it into music.
Yeah.
And before all this, 6 months ago, before my mom had passed away, I was, technically I was homeless. I was living with my boss from January to March. Then my cousin was like, you know what, come live with us. Yeah. So I finally had a place to live in the beginning of April. Mm-hmm. But because of coronavirus, I lost my job.
Yeah.
And then
it's been such a bummer.
It's and that's why I say there's blessings in disguise around all this.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. It's been weird, but like for a moment I was just like, oh my gosh. It just reminded me of like right after college. That like window of like
you're like ramen noodles and
I have nowhere to live. Right after college feeling. It all came rushing back, let me tell you. And it was not pretty.
Yeah.
I had way bigger bills than I did then.
Yeah, because in college it's literally like cell phone and I don't
cell phone and what I'm gonna eat the next day.
Yeah, and when you're in college, you're pretty much penny pinching on ramen noodles, You know, $5 will get you like
Literally, the idea of
cases.
getting $40 just for like fun money from your parents was like a lot of money. You could
Yeah.
get a lot with that.
Yeah.
You could get a lot with $40.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I could make $40 stretch a couple weeks.
Oh yeah, because the thing is, a lot of people that are not from Georgia or Atlanta, they don't understand that Kroger exists. Straight up.
That dollar store was my best friend.
Yeah, that Dollar Tree though.
You can get some stuff in the Dollar Tree.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You can probably get most of your house items.
Oh yeah.
I think I still have dishes from the dollar store.
I'm telling, and it's funny because when I first moved here, I moved in with my cousin.
Yeah.
And times were hard because nobody was working.
Let me tell you, when you start from zero, you are starting from zero. That means things aren't manifesting unless you're doing something. To even do anything, you gotta borrow. It's ridiculous, but that's like the society we live in.
Yeah, I mean that's the way how life is built right now. It's kind of very survival of the fittest type of. This is the world we live in. You know?
I mean we're lucky enough where we can like get up and do and receive, right? But we have to manage that what we receive, even if it's a little.
Exactly.
But Corona has just not been my friend.
Oh no, I don't think it's been anybody's friend.
And I totally have first world problems about it, but it's just like it's been nuts. Like hearing like people being sick and like the mental issues that are coming, like manifesting and But I know you've been through much, so So the new opportunities that have come out of it, blessings in disguise. What has that been like?
There's been, how do I say this? There's been, like I said, it's kind of like, and the thing is, as an artist, you're gonna go through this. Music life and your personal life is like a seesaw. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And we work hard to kind of try and find that balance. But there's always gonna be that imbalance of, hey, I'm having a better personal life, but my music is kind of not hitting how it used to. Yeah. My music is really hitting like before, like hitting like nothing before, but my personal life is just atrocious, right? And
I totally understand what you're saying. You're like, I'm either working really hard or not working enough. And it's just like, where's that?
Yeah, and it's all a matter of finding that balance.
Yeah, for sure.
You know? For sure. That's the main thing is finding that balance.
So how do you go about it? Is it you take time off, or you have to kind of remember who you are, what you like, kind of thing?
Right.
What's that process like for you?
Great question. So basically for me, since I'm in a phase where I'm doing tons and tons and tons of work right now because you know, with the song popping off and everything,
you gotta
exactly. Now is the time to push.
It's the time, right?
You know, so it's like my personal life is kind of on the back burner. I don't really have time for like a girlfriend. I don't really have time to chill out with a lot of friends. I'm isolated most of the time. Exactly. Yeah. So I'm more so just honing in on the music life, and for me, it's therapeutic in a sense because of everything that I've gone through, everything I'm going through. Yeah. It's more so like therapy for me, and I'm fine with that. I'm a type of person who I like to work, so why not work on something that you love doing?
Right. You know, right. There's like a healing that's going along with it.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, and that's when you make the best music. Is when you're in a phase where you're kind of transforming. Yeah. You know what I mean?
You can like feel it. It's like
you can feel the difference.
Music is great in that sense because there's something at the end of it. Like it's not like I went through that thing and it was just a memory. Like you have the results.
Yeah.
You can hear it in
something tangible.
Yeah,
you know?
For sure.
But to answer that question though earlier, because I kind of feel like I went like a little loop, but it's like
I love lips.
Yeah. My bad.
I like exploring thoughts. So this is great.
To answer that question, which basically the question was recap.
How do you ebb and flow?
How do I kind of balance out the seesaw? Yeah. Right. What I do is I actually take a break.
Is it just like an abrupt break, or is it just kind of like I'm not gonna do that for today or a couple hours?
It'll be more so like I'm not gonna do it for a couple days. You know, I want to let my ears kind of relax. I kind of want to let my mind refresh and rest up a little bit. I don't want to feel burnt out because remember, your emotional essence, your being, what you're feeling, transmutes to the music. Right. So it's like you got to make sure that you are feeling refreshed and mentally on a good mind field. Right. Before you even enter the studio. Yeah, you know?
Because every delivery is like, has to be
Exactly.
Might as well not be burnt out, Benny, when you get to the...
That's what I'm saying, you know. I don't want to be like just recycling rhymes, you know.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Doesn't hurt.
Well, and that's a testament to your commitment and your passion for it.
Yeah.
This is not just something I do because I just want to do it. It's something you live. Exactly. Because you want to live it.
Exactly.
It's
You know.
amazing.
So it's a matter of, you know, knowing when to balance out the seesaw too.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people they work really hard, and that's great. But then you can start to actually feel their burnt outness or their complacency in their music.
Right.
And that's when that person has to say, okay, I might need to go. And that's why I'm going down to Florida. Literally, I'm going down to Florida because I feel like after this trip to Florida, I'm going to be so busy with songs.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I'm going down to Florida to be like, let me go ahead and take a breather. You know?
Right before the storm comes.
Yeah.
I know that I need to disappear.
You know? Exactly. So I'm just like, let me go ahead.
That's
take
so
a
funny.
breather.
Yeah.
You know? And you got to really be, self-aware.
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
you gotta be
my gosh,
self-aware.
I love that word so much. It works for everything.
Yeah, it really does.
How
Awareness
you treat people, how you are, what you think about.
Yeah, awareness.
Right.
You know,
right,
that's
for sure.
That's where it stems from.
Yeah.
You know, that's like the birthplace of somebody's success is awareness.
Yeah, for sure.
You know.
Yeah, and I mean, who do you want to be? You. What does you look like? You know what I mean? And like, what does it take to be that, right?
Exactly. I think it even says in the Bible, like, the best thing that you can do is like the transformation of the renewal of your mind.
Oh, totally.
You know?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like
I mean,
really
that's just like, it's like law, like human law.
Exactly. It's like, you kind of need to rebrand yourself and do these things that will put you on a good playing field. Right. That makes sense.
Meditate, you know? Self-evaluate, whatever it takes. So when you take this break, what is it that you do during your break? Do you listen to your own music, analyze things? Do you listen to other people's music? What do you do to find that inspiration or recharge?
To recharge. So basically, I'm an introverted person. It doesn't seem like that because
I knew you had tendencies, but I didn't consider you an introvert. But I totally understand it because I feel like I'm an extrovert. Yeah. With introverts, I connect with introverts a lot for whatever reason. I just enjoy I don't like if there's too many highs. Like I'm high already. Like
you're like
I get like really distracted. I'm like,
and that's true because you're always going out and stuff and hiking.
But I like that quiet time and like connecting with like one person or two people. But if it's like a group, I'm like I'm overwhelmed. I'm so stimulated.
Yeah, and for me, it's literally like once I get around maybe about 4 or 5 people, I'm like, okay, I need space.
You disappear.
Yeah, I just vanish. I go in my room, I turn the lights off, and I just listen to music. I kind of think almost like a scientific point of view, like I'm analyzing music, and I'm like, okay, he put the intro here, and he put the 8 bars here, and
so you break down the orchestration.
Yeah, because I'm huge. I'm the type of person who I'm really huge on composition. Yeah. You know, I'm huge on composition and arrangement. Like that's a big deal.
Yeah, I remember you were breaking down like Kanye West and Nas and how they orchestrate things, and that was like a huge deal for you. Yeah.
You know, exactly.
So you pretty much just like zero in on that stuff when you listen to.
Yeah, to help me like recoup, or to help me kind of get back in my spirits. I listen to people who I'm influenced by. Like I told you, I'm influenced by, you know, Kanye West, Kid Cudi type people. People who bring those different kind of sounds. I listen to them and I'm like, okay, I see what he did here, and I see what this person did there, and how can I adapt this to my own style and make it original? You know? Right.
How could I translate into my own? So, okay, I listened to an interview with Kendrick Lamar, and one time he said, and I don't remember if it was recent or not, but he said that he feels like some artists aren't saying what needs to be said, and they're not writing what needs to be written. And I was like, that's an interesting thing to say, because how can you know everything that's been written, like, you know? Yeah. But I think the point he was trying to make was that there isn't enough uniqueness in the world.
Yeah, there's lack of originality.
People are not striving for it.
Yeah.
Do you feel that the same way?
Absolutely, because the reason why I feel this way is because a lot of the stuff that you're going to hear from the radio, for example, when we were growing up, every artist literally was different. I mean, we had like DMX and, you know, Jay-Z and like just a whole bunch of different people.
They paved the lane for like music as we know it.
Yeah, like they were pioneers. Like we had a lot of pioneers in our era.
Yeah.
So then when we come to this new era and you hear a lot of like of the same regurgitated type of stuff.
Yeah.
Talking about the same topics. It's like, well, everybody has a different story. How can you talk about the same things?
Right. It almost becomes a numbers game. I think what she had mentioned, like,
Yeah.
Because I guess he's an artist who doesn't rely on radio, and he said the point of not doing that was he was afraid to be a role model, but now he takes it seriously because if somebody's gonna live by his music,
yeah, you got to take accountability.
You know what I mean?
You got to
be aware of that.
You have to, once you start getting to that point in music, which that's the point that I'm trying to get to. I don't want to be as big as him, but once you start getting to that point in music, you have to understand that you are influencing a large amount of people.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to hold yourself accountable for your platform.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Whenever I think of that, I just think you owe it to yourself to definitely be as you as possible, as unique as possible.
Oh yeah. Definitely be as you as possible. But also have the mindset of, hey, I influence millions around the world just by saying this or just by... Because the thing is, when you reach a certain status, people admire it at the same time hate it.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah. I mean, any celebrity that had, like, reached fame and they coil back.
Yeah.
I think it's because you get that some people are praising you, some people just hate you, and they don't know you.
Yeah. And they hate you.
I think that's pressure.
And they hate you because a lot of it is, oh, well, he had the opportunity and this, that. You know, it's a lot of envy.
Oh, yeah. They think they could do it if they were you. You know what
exactly.
I mean? So everybody has an
opinion,
and it's like...
And it's like, dude, me, myself, I've been rapping for 12 years. I'm just starting to see what I need to see when it comes to success. I'm entering the field of success right now.
So how would you approach that? Like, big is big, success is your definition, whatever it is. When you get to a point where you feel like your message is being heard, what would you say to somebody who said, oh, you're a role model now? Would you feel the same way as, well, this is my responsibility, I'm going to, like, take it by the horn? Or would you feel like, I got to coil back because that ain't what I want?
Well, like I said, I'm an introverted person. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be somebody's role model because ultimately, at the end of the day, I feel like we're human. We make mistakes. Your role model should be the man upstairs.
Yeah. Gotcha.
You know?
Like that. This
like,
is such a good answer.
Like, I shouldn't be an idol to you, but yet people do idolize other people.
Yeah,
you know, it's a thing, like
whether they want to or not.
Exactly, like the people who you were influenced by, you kind of admire them in the idolizing type of man.
Yeah, you almost like listen to them more than...
Yeah, if you listen to him in an interview or her, you're gonna be like, wow, so that's what they did to be successful. I'm gonna adapt that mindset. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or if they think this way, I'm gonna adapt that mindset because that mindset means this type of achievement.
Yeah.
A lot of people do that. You know?
I mean, that's how we learn if we don't have
exactly.
So
you know, and
makes sense.
A lot of the stuff that I've learned is a majority of knowing what to pick up. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you have to be you and pick up what applies to you. Right,
like what resonates with you the best, what fits your flow, whatever just really like actually excites you.
Yeah. You know, what makes you you? Like what makes Benni Hunnit? What makes
and that combination is unique to you. Yeah. So that's amazing. I love it.
Exactly.
So with how you, because you said you're an introverted person.
Yeah.
And you like to go away, listen to music, break down composition or whatever. Is there ever a moment where you think, all I think about is music? Or is there other areas of your life that you find yourself kind of drifting or getting lost in?
I definitely feel like all I think about is music for the most part. But I have the way how I have my brain structured, my foundation is like, of course, God is always at the top because I'm Christian. That's what it is.
Hey.
You know, God at the top. I'm thankful for him because without him, when I have the success.
Exactly. You got to thank the right person.
So I'm always thinking of a higher person first. Then second is my music. You know?
Yeah.
And then this is just talking me on a personal level. Yeah. You know, this is not saying like, oh, he doesn't think about family. No, I'm just talking about me. God, music. I mean, I dabble in some games. Why not? You know?
He said, why not?
I'm hooked on Elder Scrolls right now. Like literally, my boy.
So you're a competitive person to a degree, right? Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm very competitive. I've learned to chill, but I'm very competitive. But I've been more so competitive with myself lately.
Yeah.
You know,
like challenging.
Exactly.
Yourself?
Like always try to make a better song. Always try to make your next song better than the last song.
Yeah.
You know?
Something you can be proud of, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I love it. And that's what makes music and just really any art form like unique. It's not only like let me improve for me, this is therapeutic for me. It's also this is amazing I can share with people. Like they can feel and believe and go through with me. It's like a great journey.
You take that person on a trip, on a journey, and you say, "Hey, ride with me."
Yeah.
Fly with me. This is how I'm feeling, you know.
So. That's awesome. I love it. See, that's Benny like already just giving you his rhymes, which I know you're a good freestyler too. So, one question I do have, like,
sure, absolutely.
and I don't know at what point artists maybe get to this or if they ever do, but do you listen to your own music like in the car?
Absolutely. I'm my biggest fan. You know, you gotta be your biggest fan. I've never met somebody who's like, you know, I've never met somebody who's been like, yeah, I made this song, but I don't like it. Like, you know?
Right.
Like, and if you making songs that you don't like, then you need to hop your ass back in the booth.
Get in the booth.
And redo it. You know?
That's so good. I love that. I love that so much.
Oh, yeah, I'm my biggest fan. And you got to be your biggest fan. Because if you don't believe in you, I'm not going to believe in you.
Right. Like, can you imagine, like, you're like, yeah, I make this music. It's okay. I mean, you can't get excited about that.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, now I'm seeing your lack of self-confidence. If you think that it's okay,
why would I?
I'm probably going to think that it's trash.
That's funny.
You know?
Like, you're trash.
No, because legit, if what you put out there is what you receive back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Huge believer in that. Oh, my goodness.
You know, and it's music. The way how I view it, it's kind of like a unspoken relationship with your viewer, in the sense where, and regarding relationships are basically characteristic qualities that echo out to one another.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it's a back and forth too.
Exactly. So basically, like for example, if somebody's insecure in the relationship, that's gonna echo out of that person. You know, possessiveness, insecurities, all this type of stuff is going to echo out.
It's going to show up. Yeah.
If you adopt that same mindset into music, then you understand, like, okay, this is kind of how it works, you know?
Exactly. And it becomes a fundamental human quality for, like, the echoing chamber or give, receive. I mean, regardless of what you do.
It transcends. So if you think that your music is trash, automatically what my brain says is, okay, he's rapping with no confidence.
Right. You're picking up the vibes. Literal vibes.
Yeah, you're picking up like that dimensional vibe.
It's like I don't know why I feel it, but you hate your music, don't you?
Yeah, it's like you can feel the frequencies of somebody. You know, if anybody says something that's like not confident about their music, that's a problem, and they have to work on that. I mean, it's okay to go through that phase.
There's moments, right?
Yeah. You know,
like, I don't like it.
You go through that phase in the beginning where you hate your own voice and.
Because you're comparing it to things that you think are better.
Exactly.
So it's okay to refine, to grow, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But at some point.
Yeah, you know, you have to look deep inside and be like, okay, this is me. This is what makes me unique. Like, in the beginning, I had, like, the blueprint of Kanye West in my songs. Because that's who I looked up to a lot. And, like, Kid Cudi, you know, like, that blueprint was in my mind. And when you try to imitate that sound, it's not going to work for you.
Right.
You have to make your own sound.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's good to dabble.
Oh,
test, try. Yeah, for sure. But that's how you grow. But at some point, you got to spread your wings.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, you got to spread your wings with the music stuff, you know? Because, see, this is another sea salt that we're going to talk about. This is a hidden sea salt.
Love it.
Where you have to take what you're influenced by and the blueprint of that and your characteristic qualities and the blueprint of those, and you have to make sure that it blends in properly. That has, you know what I mean?
Right. Finding that happy balance.
Because there's nothing wrong with, a lot of times when people start rapping, you have the blueprint of somebody else's voice in your mind. But then you have to get used to the blueprint of your own voice in your mind. You have to, hence...
innovate.
Exactly. You have to find your own voice. You know, that's the process. Once you find your own voice, then you can understand, like, okay, this is me. However, I can take this influence, and it won't affect my way of doing music. When I say affect, I'm saying it with an A. You know? It won't affect my way of doing music, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And That's what will make you probably, people will pay to come see because this is the time to see. They're not going to see it anywhere else, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. There was a statement made, back to Kendrick Lamar, I don't know why I'm bringing it up.
Hey, that's fine.
But he just said some really intellectual things. And I just thought it would be nice. He's an intellectual person. Yeah. I thought it was nice to kind of like navigate the thought process there. But he said that, and feel free to totally redirect if it's too political, but he said he believed that Black people in general, I think in this day and age, won't support other Black artists for some reason. Like they don't go to a concert. What exactly does that mean?
I think it comes from that like reverse racism in a sense.
Oh, weird.
To our own selves. Like we as Black people don't want to see other Black people achieve.
Oh no, it's that.
It is that in a sense because the thing is, it's like you even see it in the music industry. Somebody's being successful. Mm-hmm. He gets killed by his own kind.
Wow.
That process has been happening a lot in music. You know, it's a pattern. It's a thing.
Yeah.
It's there.
It's a thing.
You know?
Right.
Like what I'm saying is I'm saying it because I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. What do you think we could do to change that? Because I feel like that would take some time, but it'd also take like changing of minds and hearts.
Well, we have to stop coming from the mindset of being envious. Okay. You know, because that's what it is. It's envy.
Wow.
You know, we have to us as Black people, not to get too political, but we have to stop being like envious and start being more supportive of one another.
Yeah.
And not only that, but we need to start being accountable for ourselves.
Okay.
When I say that, I'm saying that in the sense of we, like I said, and it's not just Black people, it's every kind of person too, but Black people, because we've been through what we've been through, we tend to feel sorry for ourselves.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You gotta stop feeling sorry for yourself. Yes, slavery happened. This has happened. You are affected as a Black person. You walk on this earth. Yeah. This is the cards you are dealt. Okay, this is what it is. I'm Black. I get it. This, that, and the other. But you have to come to a point where it's like, stop feeling sorry for yourself. Hold yourself accountability so then you can move through.
Right, right. The sooner you face it, the sooner you're going to get through.
Exactly. Because I had to get to a point myself where I was like, let me start holding myself accountable so then I can make it through and start being successful. Yeah. Because your average person is going to be like, oh, well, this happened in my life and I couldn't do this. Or this happened in my life and it's like, dude.
It's always going to be like easier said than done. Yeah. It's like always going to be easier said than done. And there's always going to be something.
Yeah.
So.
But yet those same people want to be angry at the people who actually stop.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense, you know? That's the mindset that needs to change.
Man. Yeah, no, I thought I was curious because there's a lot to unpack there. There'd be a lot of like philosophical things to unpack. Yeah. And spiritual things to unpack, and then historical. Yeah. But I was just like, man, he said that. I was just thinking like, what mentality exactly makes us do that? Because I was thinking of like supporters of like Dixie Chicks, or I know they're not called Dixie Chicks.
Yeah. No,
they're called the Chicks. Yeah. And or Lady Antebellum. I'm trying to pick a country artist.
Right.
And, you know, maybe people like, No Doubt, I don't know if they have concerts still, but just like that genre of music and their market or people who go to their concerts, they go to their shows. Yeah. Versus like Lil Wayne or Kanye or whatever. What percentage goes to their shows or invests in their music, really? I mean, I know it shows how they make money, but like really invest in their music. Right. Is he talking about people actually pay for it versus downloading or supporting just in general?
Yeah.
I know there isn't really, there's probably no like super statistical thing unless you just sit there and like obsess about it. But
I mean, you got some good points because the issue is we're too busy giving ourselves excuses.
Got it.
We're too busy being bitter. And it's that.
We're not growing, basically.
Exactly. And
growing enough to support. Energy,
you know?
Feeling like you have enough to give.
That's what I'm saying.
I gotcha. Yeah.
And when we do this is not helping us ascend to the next level.
Got it.
Black people, I get it. I'm Black too.
We've had the Black experience.
Yeah, like it's like I'm coming like the skin. We are like, you know,
I got it.
Literally, I grew up in a house where the income was $20,000 a year. Like I understand how it is to be poor.
Yeah,
you
sometimes
know?
I'm like, how did my mom do it?
Yeah, like she was literally
I know
on.
the money is different now, or like cost of living or whatever.
Yeah.
But I was like, still, how did you do it?
And the thing is, for my mom, she did it for 3 kids.
Right.
I mean, my older brothers, they had moved in to Lehigh with my father when we were like in our teen years, but for the majority of the part,
your upbringing,
my mom and my dad, he helped out too, but due to like little issues and stuff here and there, he kind of had to leave a little bit, but he's always been a great father. He's always been there.
That's good.
And he's always done his part. But I lived with my mom for most of the part, and when you're a sick person like how she was, you only can get a fixed amount of income.
Got it.
So if you're on Social Security, you only can get maybe like $800, or it's a really catch-22.
Yeah.
Because without Social Security, you can't get the meds that you need.
Right.
Which is like how you're gonna live without your meds. But on that same flip, it's like you don't. I mean,
that's
how money.
That's what you came from. Like that's the struggle.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
And I could be
for you to be even to say, I don't bullcrap myself. Like you went through some stuff.
Yeah, like you're talking to a person who has not had a silver spoon. You're talking to a person who's been the poorest person out of every friend he's had.
Oh yeah, I remember those days.
Like, come on. I get the struggle. I understand it.
Yeah.
But we can't grow to the next level if we're being bitter and salty about it.
Right. Your desire has to be higher than
exactly. That. You have to think above your circumstance, and that's what it boils down to. You gotta have your mind push through your circumstance, despite how hard your circumstance is.
Yeah, and we're resilient. Human beings are resilient.
Yeah.
We will adapt. We'll even become and make new normals out of our crappy situations. Yeah. So we have to recognize
and you gotta have faith too. You gotta have faith that things will go according to plan.
Heck yeah.
Stick to your plan.
For sure. For sure. And keep driving, keep pushing.
Exactly.
So speaking of your upbringing, what is your earliest musical memory? Like a favorite memory?
I would say when I was in orchestra. In middle school I got in the orchestra. I was playing the cello. Yeah, I was like that short fat kid.
Oh my goodness!
In orchestra playing the cello.
I love the Orkdorf days. They are it's where I made my friends.
Yeah.
Man, it was great. Every time, the only class I looked forward to was orchestra.
Yeah, orchestra. I loved orchestra because you go there, you just do your thing.
It's like a sport almost. There's competitiveness. Your team. Yeah. The music is really good, actually. Yeah,
orchestra requires to play an instrument in orchestra. It requires a certain level of, and I think that's why my rhythm and tempo has gotten all so good. Yeah. Because
back to your roots.
You play to the beat. So orchestra. I love orchestra.
And it's it's real hardcore too.
Oh yeah.
It's not just freely play or whatever. You have to play as a team collectively, and it has to be in time. Effort. Right. Yeah. And even your stroking, when you pluck, when you play, and you got a conductor too. I mean,
and you have to look at the conductor because he might hold a note.
Exactly.
And then, the note might be a whole note where it's 4 beats, but he might hold it out another 4 beats.
Exactly. You're multitasking.
You know what I mean? It's
That's so funny.
So it's
true.
It requires a level of multitasking.
Exactly. It's a focus and a training that I think you can get from other things, but not like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. And also, I think the one thing that, and it's probably showed up in your musical influence and how you break down and deconstruct music. Yeah. You're not hearing music I'm sure we're hearing it. Yeah. We're meaning the common public. We're the beat's kind of good. You're okay, but the way you put it there was saying something.
Yeah, because the way how you have to view music as an artist is you don't want to view it as oh yeah, the beat's there and I just rap here and I do this and that's that. No, you want to view it okay, I see he has a synth here, but what if he took this synth out and put a guitar? Or okay, I see there's there's some strings here, but what if we took these strings out, we put horns. Yeah. or trumpet.
What does that do to the message there?
You know,
what is he saying now?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because good music, everybody who knows music that are good artists, they know you have to build around the vocals, right? So when you're building around the vocals, the parts that are different or that are really highlighted, you want to highlight those out. You know, like a lot of producers that I work with now, they understand that too, and I love it. I love it because the beat that they send me and the project that they send me comes out completely different in the end. Like the beat that literally I've gotten a completely different beat wrapped on it. And when the project was done, the beat was completely different. Wow. That's exactly what happened to the Scots. That song that I just did recently.
Yeah. Do you like it that way, that process?
I love it. I love it because
you're like, I know we're getting something good.
Yeah, because the thing is you want to work towards achieving the best possible product.
Right.
You know, so if you have to scratch a verse and redo it again, scratch the verse and redo it again. Yeah. Don't be prideful. You know, it's about making good music, good quality music, timeless music. You know,
love it.
So build around. Yeah, you have to view it as like you have to hold every single sound accountable in music. Yeah. You know. Yeah. A lot of consumers, they're not really thinking about music like that. They're just thinking like, if it hits, do it hit, perfect.
But can they even break down why it's hitting?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And that's what I'm explaining.
Exactly. You know? So you gotta like, people say all these buzzwords all the time, but it's like, do you even know what you mean? You're just like, it's gonna be hot, it's gonna be sexy. I'm like, do you know what that looks like?
Exactly. Exactly.
So yeah, but that's why we got crafters like yourself actually taking it serious from beginning to end. I'm just saying.
I love you.
They need us to survive.
I love
these
you.
musical journeys.
Oh my God, Sarah, I love you so much.
Just saying.
God.
But so far you've released a few singles.
Yeah.
Not an album.
Right.
So you have an album on the horizon?
I've been thinking about it, but at this moment, no. I could easily make an album with all the songs that I have.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah. But you're feeling your music out, though.
Yeah.
There's a process.
There's a process. Because the thing is, so I'm in the point where my fan base is growing, but it's not exactly where it needs to be. Okay. But, I mean, it is growing dramatically right now.
Yeah. Those are important fans, because that's where you're starting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the thing is, when you release a project out there, you don't want it to fall on deaf ears.
Got it.
So
makes sense.
There's no point making an album if Tom, Dick, and Harry are the only ones who are going to listen to it.
Got it.
Because if Tom, Dick, and Harry is the only one going to listen to it, that's only 3 people.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Which is not going to go anywhere.
So you got to nurture your fans first.
Exactly. You know, and you have to build that fan base out there to then bring amongst a desire.
Yeah.
You know?
Makes sense to me. Yeah. That's like a very good business move too.
Yeah.
It's like, am I going to make a product that only one person will buy, or am I going to make a product that 1 million people will buy? So,
there you go.
Very smart. Love it. So, because I know you're going to be hustling the rest of 2020.
Oh, yeah. You're not going to even see me. This might be like the last podcast.
I'm glad I caught you.
Until, like, my streams and numbers are up there. Then I'll be coming in and I'll be like...
It'll be literally 1 billion views, billion listens.
Yeah.
I'll be like, Benito, don't forget to me.
I'm like, say, let's do another pod.
Dude, whenever you want to go, let's go.
Yeah.
I got stuff I got to know. So you'll be hustling the rest of 2020.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I'm sure I won't hear from you. And that'll be a good thing.
Yeah,
Because I want to hear your music.
Definitely.
Every time I hear it, I'm like, yes.
Thank you. And I appreciate you supporting me. I really do. I appreciate you.
You know I've always been a fan. Because I see the raw passion and I see the raw commitment. And let me tell you, that is actually rare. When I feel like passionate about my own things or whatever, I'm like, yeah, this is amazing. And everybody else is on a different train. I'm like, what? This is amazing. You know what I mean? But so when I see somebody else doing that same journey, I'm just like, I'm hot and heavy. I'm
you're like,
go.
You're like, I feel you on that.
I feel, man. Keep going. And your music is really good. So it's just like,
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Brings me to my last thing, and I'm throwing it out. You don't know about this. How do you feel about doing a freestyle?
A freestyle?
Can you, Benni Hunnit, lay down a freestyle for the Star Globe? I'm gonna get you a beat. I'm gonna get you a beat.
You got a beat?
I just had to see if you were gonna agree. I can tell you, like, dude, what the heck?
Right? You better get one of those no copyright beats though.
I got you, my
Okay.
friends. And I've seen Benni Hunnit live in a karaoke setting, and he spits these rhymes that I'm like, is somebody recording this? This is genius. I don't know how you do it, but it's so good.
Thank you.
Anyway, here's one, and it says free. I don't know what that means. I hope it's
Okay.
free.
Okay, we'll hear how it sounds.
All right. It says next level, so I'm feeling it.
Next level, okay.
And I'm a huge fan of like music off the cuff.
All right, it's like off the dome.
Off the dome.
Off the dome.
No pressure. I just want to see what you got because I know you got good stuff.
Okay.
We'll see how you're feeling.
We'll see how I'm feeling. Feeling like penicillin. Live in the building. Any beat I'm killing. I'm Machiavelli. You can't really tell me anything. You know I gotta go serve them like a deli. Yeah, I'm hot about the crock pot, jackpot. Been about the dough, you don't really want to stop. Been about the guap, you don't really want to get TikTok. Big block, hit you with that big glock. You can see I'm about to keep it bossing like I'm Rick Ross. Freestyling any day. Trying to get paid, my dog. You can see I'm trying to go ahead and get the money coming straight raw. Yeah, I'm freestyling. Keep it coming like speed dialing. Keep it running, you don't always want to go mess with me, dog. Meanwhile, I'm a beast mode. Flex on them like Hulk Hogan. Yeah, you know I've been straight strolling. Yeah, you know I've been straight rolling. Yeah, I gotta keep it straight going. Green light, hit you with the beam right. I don't even understand why you wanna go and interrupt the bands, but I gotta get the grants in my hand. Do it all day. I'm on a long hallway. Getting paid at all states F with me. Trying to go and get the best sex from any chick. Yeah, you know I had to go ahead, go and get the neck. God, slow down. I'm about to lay the pole down. God, roll down. I'm about to lay the flow down. Hot.
Guys, that is Benni Hunnit for you. Sick rhymes. Oh my god, thank you so much. It was so good. And that's literally a testament to his great talent. If you like Benni Hunnit's music, please reach out. You gotta follow this dude at, I think, everywhere.
Yeah, Benni Hunnit. My Instagram is gonna be, you already know, www.instagram.com/Benni Hunnit. Make sure 2 N's, BENNIHUNNITT.
Heck yeah.
And then everywhere else could be Benni Hunnit, BENNIHUNNIT.
Perfect. Blow him up. Yeah. He's got some incredible work ahead. I know he's gonna be hustling. You guys don't even know, but Benni is super amazing, and I've always been a fan. So you guys have got to check him out. All right. I'm out of here. It's hot in here. We gotta turn the fan. We're all sweating.
Yeah, it's cooking.
But yeah, man. I can't wait to see the rest of your stuff.
Thank you.
I know you're gonna hit it
hard. I can't wait to show you guys.
Literally, I know you're gonna be in Mumbai and Belarus. And I'll be like, I'm trying to get Benni. I don't know. What's his people's name again?
Right.
I'm trying to get in while I can. That's all I'm trying to say.
And you made the right move because you got me before. So you already know I'm loyal to my people. So.
And that's Benni, man. So good. All right, guys. I'll talk to y'all, I guess, in a week.